So, hello everyone, we're coming live to you here from Food Hotel Vietnam in Ho Chi Minh City today. We're very excited to have Andrew Parker here with us today. Hello Andrew, how are you?
Hey Rod, good.
Andrew is the Senior Trade Commissioner for Investment in Israel for Asian markets, and we're very lucky to have him here today. And he's going to give us some insights on what Investment in Israel is doing here in market, but also how they're helping New South Wales exporters to enter not only the Vietnam market, but also other markets within the region. Andrew, welcome once again. Thank you for being here with us.
Thanks, Rod. It's great to be here. It's a fantastic occasion.
It is. No, it's amazing. It's such a great atmosphere here today.
Yeah.
Andrew, tell me, Vietnam, an emerging middle class, lots of opportunities. What should the New South Wales exporters be looking for?
Well, I was talking before about Vietnam being one of the superstars of both the global economy and certainly the region in terms of economic growth. But I think what we have to keep in mind is that Vietnam is a very large country. There's 100 million people here, a little bit under $500 billion of GDP. So it's a big population and a relatively small GDP. To put it in context, around about the size of Singapore in terms of GDP. But obviously with a much, much larger population. So Australia, our GDP is around about 1.2, 1.3 billion US dollars. So, under 500 billion, doesn't make Vietnam a large country, but it's a big country in terms of population, and it's a young country as well. Average age of the population here under 30. So Vietnam is poised for growth, but it's not a wealthy country. And when I say that, though, there are pockets of wealth. So, amongst that 100 million people, there are certainly groups of consumers in the millions who have the kind of income and the aspiration to buy Australian products at the sort of price points that we would offer our products at. So it's really important to understand the segmentation of the market. Who's the customer? What are the price points that I'm targeting? And then what are the preferences of the customer in that price point? Your market is probably not 100 million people. It's probably more like 20 million people, but that's still a big market. Australia's only 25 million people. So 20 million people is a big market, but you've got to be very clear about what that demographic looks like and who we're targeting and why.
Right, well, there's some great insights. Look, Andrew, there's so much interest here in I talked to many exporters back in Australia that they're all keen to come into Vietnam.
Yeah.
It's a tough market. It's a competitive market as well too. At the same time, you need to have your data and you need to be tailored, I guess, to an extent on who you're targeting as a consumer. From a growth perspective and from an economic perspective, where do you see the opportunities in the future?
Well, so the government of Vietnam has, over many years put in place some very, call it investor-friendly policies. So they've really encouraged investment, and a lot of the growth that I, mentioned before, you can trace it back to Vietnam, opening up to foreign investment and encouraging foreign investment. So, there are multinational companies from all over the world that are, here in Vietnam manufacturing. Samsung is one of the largest investors here in Vietnam, so big Korean company. And that what that's doing is it's lifting the standard of manufacturing in Vietnam. So quality is actually pretty high, but it's also lifting wages because the value add is also high. So these consumers have money to spend on our products.
Fantastic. Andrew, I've noticed one of the great things that Investment New South Wales is doing is that collaboration. They collaborate across different government departments, industry associations. Can you tell me about that element and how that comes together?
Yeah, sure. Look, I mean, in a way, we're sort of the pointy end for the New South Wales exporters because, we're the guys and girls on the ground in this region, talking to the retailers, talking to the distributors, the people that are buying the product. But, we're not alone. We're 9 people to cover the whole region. We work really closely with Austrade. Austrade have a much bigger footprint in the region. They've got expertise in areas that we don't have expertise in as well. So, great example is the food and agriculture counsellors that sit within the embassy. They're all people that we work with really closely on a day-to-day basis. And of course, then, onshore as well. I live in Singapore. My team's in Indonesia, in Vietnam, in Malaysia, and Singapore, of course. So we need the help of people in New South Wales as well. So the trade start advisors who are out, in the regions, company organisations like FIAL, yourself, who bring and organise these trade shows. Just the sheer logistics of getting this fantastic stand that we have here together, to bring the products and the samples, to get them through customs, organise the freight and logistics. I mean, you guys do all of that. We couldn't do it if we asked the distributor or the companies to do it. It's a lot of work for a small business to do that, right? So that support that we give is absolutely vital. So they can come here. Hopefully they're pretty relaxed, because they've got a great environment here. They haven't had to stress about the paperwork. They can come here and just enjoy the interaction with their potential consumers and concentrate on the real job, which is finding a market for their products.
Absolutely, they can focus on getting a deal.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Great. Now look, Andrew, thank you again for your time. Look, for anyone out there in New South Wales that is not working with Invest in New South Wales, I highly encourage them to reach out and talk to the trade advisors, and there's so much support out there. It's just a matter of engaging and having those conversations.
Yeah, Rod, you're absolutely right. We're here to help. My team's here to help. The onshore team is there to help. And, one promise I can make is if we don't know the answer to the question, we'll be able to find somebody who does know the answer for you. So please reach out.
Look, congratulations on as well too. You're very proactive out there. You're talking to all the exporters, all the businesses. You're providing them with support and help. I've seen you doing the rounds here at the trade show. So well done for being so hands-on and really wanting to help these businesses. I mean, the SMEs of New South Wales, they're the ones innovating, they're the ones creating jobs.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that are coming here to grow the New South Wales economy. So my hat off to them as well.
They're 80% of our economy. Wow. So we need small business. And there's a huge opportunity in this region. There really is. We're only scratching the surface.
Absolutely. Well, thanks again, Andrew.
All right, fantastic. Thanks, Rod. Thank you.